Alrighty. Whoops. YouTube. I'm gonna pull up the link to. Oh, look at this. To the video and post it on Instagram. Coding. Let's call it coding live stream. Whoops, coding. Where's the video? It's somewhere. We're already 20 episodes in, and I'm going to put this over here, reduce this to 240. Okay, now coding. Swipe up to join the live stream. Now. And some arrows, the link obviously. I should have prepared everything beforehand. So I just copy and paste the link. Because the link is generated once I'm online, it means I have to be online on live to copy and paste that link. Okay. Got this. Nope, that's the wrong link. Wrong link. Deleting this. Pasting a new one. God damn it. Okay. It's again the wrong one. I'm using hands-free to basically copy on the Mac and paste it on iPhone. Usually it works somewhat reliable, but right now it seems like it's not working for me. You have to be in the same Wi-Fi in order for it to work, I would figure, most of the times, if not all the time. Right now I'm typing off the cryptic link. So, no thank you. We want to stick with English. That looks good to me. Done. Let's use some arrows here and there. And I think that's it. This is how it looks like. Swipe up to join the live stream now. And post. Got it. So where were we? Upcoming exercise. Yes, that was exactly where we left off last time. Let's increase the font to stream. Make this smaller, add a home breakout. I feel like this monitor is not as bright. Let me see. What do we have here? Oh, look at this. Brightness can be increased. Not as bright as the one to the right. Let's put it to 80. I think that's fine. Okay, home workout. Tapping on this one and adding start doesn't work. That's fine. Adding a push-ups. We just did a 20-minute workout today. Saving that, adding legs down, hold for 10 seconds. I remember last stream we fixed the issue that the seconds will be displayed properly and the cells would be displayed one after another, but the last cell, if there's no cell, should actually also display no cell. Let's say scissor raises, like that, 15 seconds. Okay, now when we are in the workout, running workout view controller, what we want, let me refresh. Oh yeah, let me also play some music for me, actually. I feel like, is anybody in the chat? I see that some people are watching, but I don't see anything in the chat. I hope it works. So what I'm thinking right now is, we have the upcoming table view with one cell, right? And as soon as we hit no cells, we want to basically, we are returning just a cell, which is the previous one. We're not doing anything with it. Or actually it's not the previous one, it's just a reusable cell. We don't want to return. So what we do is here, new next exercise table view, real data, right? That's for kickoff workout. Why did we call it kickoff workout? I should say kickoff exercise at some point. So let's see. If you did appear kickoff workout, that's fine. Oh yeah, we have the callback. Exercise finished. And this one kicks off, yeah, this one kicks off the next exercise, which we could, let's see, we should actually refactor current exercise. We should refactor that into an own function and then call it. I feel like we do the same thing here. So this is the first model, which is basically the same as if we would check against the current exercise point count. But not for 0 though. So as long as current exercise point is smaller than the count, then it works. Okay, let's refactor. Let's see, we have kickoff workout, right? But what we actually want to do is private func, say kick of exercise. Next exercise. This one is not a pure function, it has side effects. Elysian, hey! Welcome! What's up? I'm trying to refactor right now a function, or basically this code and this code, because it's kind of the same almost, into an own function. So kick off next workout, next exercise. Elysian, what are you doing? What are you up to? Are you working on a side project alongside? I'm making a website for my uni assignment. Haha, perfect. Hey, that's awesome. How's it going? What are you using? Are you using plain HTML and CSS or a framework? And what is it about? I wonder if it's for uni. I wonder if it's something up to date and topic, Corona related. So that's the to-do for today, this one. Okay, so let's see. If current exercise point is smaller than basically guardlet. Or not guardlet, but guard. And if not, then we do basically this. Workout completed, return, early return. For the first time we're kicking off, we are at 0. It's smaller than 1. And that's fine. So now from here, we can really do everything that we do here. We don't need to have that. Copy that into here. Now let's think about it. When we are at our last one, right? This would say after it kicks off, it goes into here. It's not smaller anymore. Yeah, it's equal, and that's the same. That sounds great. So now we can just say exercise finished, and when exercise finished, we just say kick off next exercise. That's the callback of our view, and that's our view controller function. So that should still work, but now what we can do is we can basically remove this one altogether. Current, let's see, from model, we got the model here. We do the same, +1, it's the same as =1, reload data, yep. Let's remove it. Basically, kickoff workout like this. Let's run it and have the error here where we call it view did appear, kick off next exercise. This should still work, I hope, but we reduced code. It's just HTML and CSS for now, aside for tablet computer purchase. Oh nice, so shop actually. Is it fun? Do you have fun with it? Do you also might have to do the design, right? Or is there a design given? Will it be used for something afterwards? I feel like, have you brought it up before? In another stream before? I wonder. So let's add bicycles. Oh, I wonder what happens if I do that. Cannot be 0. Oh yeah, because we don't have the picker view callback. That's perfect. Okay, add push-ups 10. We also have small UI improvements that I think. God damn it. What happened? What did I do? God damn it. Alright, something in my combination, key combination, went crazy. In the workout, again, push-ups. Pull-ups, yes, with capital P. This is how it is. And skips. Let's just do 55. Now when we hit start, everything should still work. Oh, this is actually 10 seconds is next pull-ups, and then next is skips. Yeah, works just great. Cool. And now we can try fix that issue here, that we are having skips and there's nothing next, actually. And also that this one goes animated to 0, we can also adjust at some point. Jake the programmer, hey, welcome to the stream. So we refactored that function into 1. That's cleaner. And now what we could do is we could do a check in when table reload data is fired. I think number of rows and section will be returned again, which we can do if current exercise point is equal to next base exercise list count, return 0, else return 1. Right, let's see if I added this one and then reduce the seconds because that's too long. Let's just stick with 5. 5, 10, 15. Now let's add this one to 5 too. And start. 1. There we go. Skips. Still there. Let's start again and let's see whether, yes, we go in here. That's fine. We also quite often. Then we reload and we go in here. So we say +1. Now we are at +1. Now we should be at, if we go at self and then see at the current, it's fairly basic. At the moment it's to apply what we've learned. I get to make my own design too. That's great. That's good. I'm going to make my own fun graphics as well. And then later we'll add JavaScript, PHP and SQL. That sounds like an actual project. That's great. That's not given that unis or schools would actually do projects that are relatable. So I'm happy that you actually do work on a project that is similar to a real world application. Lots to learn. And then also this project would serve as an example for all your future side projects to, like as a reference to look up. That's always great. Let me see, we have, the current is 3 and we do have, so this should return 0. Number of rows in section 0. Hey, listen. Let's just do that. Workout at home. It's me. Save. What happens if we go like this? Hey, listen. Next is nothing. Okay. You. Save. Start. Me. And next is you. And there we go. Nothing is next. So it worked. Why didn't it work before? Maybe I didn't rerun the project. Oh, that's too long. So we have me and next is you. And then after is he. And then afterwards nothing. That looks good. Okay, what we could also do is basically like render a cell that says complete or something, but I think it works. We can stick with that. We can also make this smaller and say return 0 else 1. You didn't see a semicolon there. No, you didn't. Looks great. Thank you so much. Yeah, how's the project coming along? I think pretty good, since we now managed to have, actually, if you look at it, you are adding your workouts, right? So let's say we say you start off with bicycles for, let's say, just 5 seconds for now. And then you do second push-ups. So you're actually creating your workout routine that you want to do. Maybe actually this one could be a pause instead of 10 seconds. So we have a pause in between. Here, oh yeah, we have to check how pause looks like. Then we have push-ups for 10 seconds or 5, right? Bicycles, pause, push-ups, and then our workout is done. Let's just do that. Yes, so the pause does not say pause here. It doesn't say pause here either. So we should do something about that. But it does say push-ups afterwards. So now you do push-ups, and next of nothing is nothing, and then you finished your workout. Let's play some music for me. Recent Zelda and chill. How's your second side project coming along, Jake? So far. So let's handle the pause. Basically, let's see. We have upcoming exercise does work. We don't have a pause button to pause the exercise. It doesn't really break. What we could do is have a stop button. I think pause could be... I wonder if... Because what pause would say is we want to pause the task, maintain a state, and then continue from that state. And that state, yeah. I don't know if we would run into some, like, I'm trying to reduce as much functionalities as possible for just get it out and running, right? So it works. Even without the pause button, it's working. So pause shouldn't be included in an MVP because it doesn't break the application and its functionality and its core functionality. So I think having a pause button, we can skip that for this version and implement it in the next version. Maybe it's not even wanted by the majority and something else is found more important. So let's see, we do want to have a stop button though, as per design. We see a pause and a stop button. We do want to have a stop button at the bottom. So let's do that. Stop button. And then set up. Oh yeah, let's see. Do we have utils view save and cancel button? We do have that because they share its design, a certain design. Let's see, what do we have here? UI button. Color and font. It's basically just that. And then obviously it says all capital. Setup stop button. So let's go in here and down there. Let's say private func setup stop button. Maybe we want to refactor that one and actually name it Sit up, stop, workout. I mean, we are in running workout VC, it's kind of implicit what this one does, but I think it's more verbose. It doesn't hurt. Now, we want to say view add subview stop button and also rename this one stop a workout button. And then we can say stop workout button. It's going pretty well so far. I've been working a lot on the authentication logic. I did email and password, but I'm having some trouble with sign in with Google. Alright, I haven't worked with single sign-on with Google or Facebook or Twitter or something like that yet, but I suppose you're digging through their documentation right now. At some point I wanted to do a tutorial on how to do that, like basically all the basics, and that is also a basic standard thing that you want to implement, the single sign-on of a third-party website. Oh, and in the future, I'm not sure if you read it, but in the future, I think by June or July, Apple requires that every new app that allows login or registration, they have to implement Apple sign-on. That's interesting. So whenever you want to have registration in your app, you have to provide Apple sign-on, which is their way of making sure the user's privacy is the highest priority. Yeah, I am. It's weird though. The documentation on Firebase Auth is different than the documentation that they have on a different Google website for it. Yeah. I feel you. I just recently digged through a not so well documented third-party API. It was Twilio. Twilio actually has their API is either from 2010 or 14. I think it was 10, and it even says it in their API link 2010, and they haven't changed it since then. And I had like 30 tabs open to really get all the information I needed to implement one thing, which is authentication through getting a call and getting said what I want them to say to then. Yeah, so documentations can be really challenging, but afterwards I feel always like, oh, you overcome a huge hurdle. So we want to say we have leading. No, actually not leading. We just say bottom and center. We don't want it to have full width, even though we don't have a button as a square, but just the text. We don't want to have the user accidentally tap on this side or that side and it stops the workout without intention. So stop workout button, bottom anchor constraints to save area bottom anchor, constant, and then we have center, maybe even width. I think width would make sense. Width anchor constraints equal to constant 200, and then height maybe 2, so it's really good tappable. Constraint to 50. I think 50 is the standard for good UX for the average thumb. And then center X stop breakout button, center X anchor constraints to save area, center X anchor. Let's activate all of that. have this one custom red, bold and that, and obviously a target that does something. And we are going to say touch up its side. Now logic. Now action. Private func stop workout action. And in this one, alert manager confirm message, and what I want to have is a completion. So this is the alert controller, this is the add action, this is the OK action. So UI alert action has a handler in the end, which means on OK. Oh, this is confirm. Let's leave it confirm message. That's just saying, okay, are you confirming the message? Or because I want an alert that just gives you a message and you just say, okay, I acknowledged it. So actually this should say acknowledge message. I don't know if that's I don't know how to write acknowledge. Actually, acknowledge, let's see. Oh yeah, of course. That makes sense. I feel so dumb right now. Okay, and then now it makes sense to say confirm message, because confirm means okay or cancel, at least for me. And then we can say okay action. And this one has a UI alert action that says okay, default. And then also this one has a handler. And basically yeah, let's just do it this way. I don't need the alert in there. Just confirm handler to be executed if you say okay. If it's cancel action, then we are going to say cancel. It is destructive and it doesn't have any handler. Actually, this is going to be default and this is going to be destructive because that's the danger here. Let's put all that in one line. And then we're going to say the same as here. Add action, cancel action, like that. Okay. Oops, we are missing this one. Message, that's fine. Alert, perfect. Hello Martin, Adrian, hey, you made it to the stream, welcome. Good to see you. Rage Master as well. ML8? No, not at all. Like, maybe 40 minutes. I don't know. How long are we streaming? Sometimes I would say that. I don't see it right now. I think about 40 minutes, but that's fine. We're doing good. So we have acknowledged that's not what we want. We want confirm message on self. Do you really want to stop the workout? And then if yes, then we want to basically do this. Just dismiss. true. Now I wonder. This should not be escaping. This is all in the main thread. It should not be in a. So let's see. We have that. Let's give it stop workout action like that. We are setting this one up. We are not having a title. Stop for normal. Let's have a look. Today I'm coding along. Hey, that's cool. Nice. So Jake is coding along. Elysian or Elysian is coding along. You are coding along. What about Rage Master? And Adrian, what are you coding? So non-escaping parameter confirm. Non-escaping. Yeah. Okay. Well, then it's escaping. And now we need self. That makes sense. But what we want to do, this should be fine. I don't think we need a weak self here. I would not know why we would need a weak self here. Since this one, we are basically having a static function that creates it, and then afterwards let's see. Save, workout, push-ups, 5 seconds. Save, and then skips, 10 seconds. Start. We have to stop. Do you really want to stop the workout? Cancel. So it continues. Yep, I want to stop it. It stops. But it does run in the background still. God damn it. I mean, it's okay, because if it... What I wonder is, what if we say start, and we go in here and it still runs in the background, which is fine, because if it ends through the background, then this is what we wanted in the first place, right? Right here. So now, current exercise that was not assigned. Huh. Current exercise delegate was not assigned. I forgot this to print where we are. So what I want to do is also know where this is coming from. Right, makes sense. I finished watching the Swift tutorial for beginners from Code with Chris. I'm trying which one should I start coding on, either on SwiftUI or UIKit. It's a form. I'm working on a function in JavaScript that if a value of a text input is empty, it would generate a message asking the user to fill out the form. Alright, yeah. Hey, sounds fun. And regarding whether SwiftUI or UIKit, I personally would recommend, if you start out coding, do UIKit. Because nothing, like the fear of most people that started is they don't know whether the thing that they are learning is still valid in a year or applicable in other fields, such as SwiftUI, if you learn UIKit? The answer is yes. Just because you learn UIKit does not mean, oh, everything you know about UIKit you cannot apply or use for SwiftUI. Plain wrong. If you learn UIKit and you get a really, like, if you get a pro in UIKit, like building, let me rephrase, building Swift apps, iOS apps using UIKit, if you are getting really good at it and you just want to start with SwiftUI, you will just have to learn very little things in comparison if you start out with SwiftUI, because SwiftUI is basically, first of all, it's still in development, and right now with the newest Xcode version I read a lot of crashes of things that just don't work out, which is not good for beginners to try to learn code that should work and it's not working, and they think it's them, which most of the time is the case. But if it's not them and it's the framework's fault, this is frustrating because they would never figure this one out, because they just expect it to work, and if it's the framework's fault they will think it's them and they will never find the answer, and that's frustrating, and they will maybe eventually give up. And so I would not recommend when you start out coding right now to use SwiftUI. As of for now, I would still wait. If you have developed already like 2-3 UIKit apps, then yes, then it makes sense, because then you know already all the basics of Swift, and you can even incorporate UIKit views and code basically into SwiftUI projects. It's compatible. And even the other way around too. But again, if SwiftUI is having bugs and you encounter a bug, you would first of all think it's you didn't understand something right, and then you try to figure it out, and then you're there and you see, okay, it's not you, so what am I doing now? Like, you're stuck, kind of, and you're in the learning process. So UIKit, so let me try to think why this confirm message, we have the dismiss in the end, right? And then we say, and this actually, the confirm message gets dismissed. I mean, hey, there are still a ton of companies using Objective-C, and that has been around for like 25 years. Yeah, I think it's comparable to Swift. Swift came out in 2014, which is about 6 years ago. So 6 years ago, Swift came out, and still there are companies searching for Objective-C developers, which means SwiftUI came out last year. You can be sure in 5 years at least, people will still look for Swift developers. It just makes sense. They have huge code bases based on Swift, and they're not gonna throw out everything at once for SwiftUI, especially right now in the stage. So they will start implementing new things in SwiftUI maybe once it's stable, and stable is gonna be next year at earliest, if not the year after next year, which means in 2 years, and then they start adding new features, and then until then they even write more Swift code, which means they will need more Swift developers. So UIKit based apps and developers that are familiar with UIKit, that's what I'm saying. So you are safe with UIKit for sure, and once you have to transition to SwiftUI, you will have it easy because you know Swift and UIKit so well. I'm trying to wrap my head around what is happening here. Again, if we start, this will dismiss automatically, right? We have 2 work exercises, the next exercise is skips. Now we're doing skips. And then it dismisses itself. Like that. Okay, now when we start and we say stop, we have this. Now it will dismiss our alert, but it will not dismiss the view. Workout completed. So let's search Swift dismiss. This is not what we want. Is there a way to tell whether an alert is shown right now? Or basically, if we are, oh wait a second. If we go in here, what does it do actually? It actually says presents a view controller and we say dismiss. And if we say dismiss, it presents another view controller. And when we say dismiss, and we look up what it does too, from let's say here, dismisses the view controller that was presented modally by the view controller. The presenting view controller is responsible for dismissing the view controller it presented. If we call this method on the presented view controller itself, I could ask the presenting view controller to handle the dismissal. So we have a completion block after that. What we could do is, instead of that, I think this is just a workaround to say dismiss inside the view control to dismiss itself. What we could do is we could have the presenting view controller, which is, let me see, where are we at? We are at, this is running workout, okay, but we are at workout. So workout list VC is the presenting one because, let's see, action, where's the start thing? Wait a second. Let's also not say yes, stop, but yeah, okay, but yes. Or just confirm actually. Confirm that. Now this is the, oh, exercise, exactly. So exercise. Now this is the presenting view controller, right? Running workout, and then we say we present. This one should be the one calling or saying dismiss, to dismiss the other one. So it should work completely. And also everything that's stacked on top, which we just read with the alert, should also work. That means we need a delegate here. Var delegate UI view controller, and it's a weak one. Not necessarily needed weak because we are not assigning this one to anything, like to the class itself. It's just like a temporary variable, so we shouldn't have a retain cycle here. But what we're going to do is, when we want to dismiss here, like so, let's just add another private func and say dismiss VC or dismiss self. What we are going to do is we are going to make sure the delegate is given, else print value return x delegate UI view controller is not assigned. Failed to dismiss error. Let's do it like this. And here we are going to say just dismiss animated, no completion handler, like that. Dismiss self, and also here oh yeah, delegate. Now this one should dismiss it if it's given, and we want to make sure it's there. So running workout VC delegate is self, so we're assigning it. And now our bug should be fixed. Home workouts, whoops. Save, go in here. Push-ups for 5 seconds. Skips 10 seconds. Start. Now let's see. First of all, it should still work. Dismiss itself. Let's run this normal. 3 tests. This should dismiss itself now. Done. Works. Great. Stop should dismiss as well. Confirm. Dismisses it. And now this one should also work. 3, 2, 1, and completely dismissed. Perfect. Solved. Great. We can commit it afterwards. Now the pause thing. That's the last thing to. Once we have fixed the pause, what I mean is, you know what I mean. I mean like having a pause cell and then afterwards say skips, like so. And we start the workout. Next thing is an empty cell. So what we want to do is we want to fix that. So running workout VC has an empty cell right here. because it's an exercise cell, yes. And we're setting the model with model, but what I want to know is model, here when we say exercise cell set, we should fix it I think inside there. So exercise cell, like that. In the set function, we are assigning title label text title, which makes sense, but it does not make sense if we have pause, because I think pause, let's see, create exercise VC. When we are creating, right, create exercise, logic, create exercise right here. Is valid, dispatcher, create request. The request is this one. And this one is record has title. Let's see, where do we have? I wonder, set up pause label, pause control. This one has a target some exercise pause control. Title for segment, so that's the title. And then we say create. Oh yeah, we just say, here we just say kind. We're not really assigning the title of it. So it's empty. But here we are saying update exercise request, and we are assigning the title of the model. So if we can either say we want to put the title pause, or and save it as such in a database, or we want to say here, if it's pause, then so like if model kind pause, then title label text is equal model kind raw value uppercased, else, let's do it this way. Else it's model title. So basically, if we have the pause as a kind, we want to assign pause as a name to the title, else the title itself. This should work now. I got the Google authentication working. Hey, nice! By removing all of their error handling, but their error handling is quite important, but their syntax is broken. God damn it. But nice you got it working. I think from there, at least it works, right? I think moving on from there is a better feeling than not having it working. Do you have videos from the beginning? Because I just joined. Hey, yes, I have a playlist on YouTube where you can see how I started working on this project, from the idea of it to creating the project to really to the state where we are right now. So really on my channel what you can do is, if you go to playlists, you will see startup idea iOS fitness app. It has 20 right now, 20 videos. And before we have our website, my website that I built, so from idea to deployment and release, there are always going to be playlists of the live streams we're doing together. Rage Master, hey Martin, at the end of the stream programming travel, if I travel as a programming, I'm thinking about doing a bicycle tour. I mean, I love nature, and bicycle tour sounds great. So good for you. Just be careful really when you right now on the times, right? To not infect yourself, but also not spread the infection possibly since you are traveling, right? I don't know where you plan to go. Time cannot be 0. Yes, we also have to handle the arrow messages to be more verbose, but that's fine. What did we do here? This is not a workout, this is push-ups. And let's add pull-ups and call it a day. So push-ups 5 seconds, pause 5 seconds, pull-ups 5 seconds. Let's start our workout. So we're doing our push-ups, and now we have our pause, which is not displayed in a running, but it was displayed in a cell. Have you seen it? It was displayed in a cell, which is great. That was the thing we fixed right now. It says pause, which is great. And the running workout or exercise, the exercise VC, current exercise view. This one, when we are setting it, we're setting it with current exercise response. Exercise name. Okay, it does not have a name there. Let's see. Where are we? Exercise cell. Whoops. Here. So wherever we are kicking off the exercise, right here, we are current exercise response from model. So inside here, we have to make sure this one is the same. That should fix our view. Thank you very much. I was following you on Instagram and just found you on YouTube. Well done for inspiring us. Hey, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. And you're welcome. I mean, it's fun, right? It's fun to work on your side projects, and why not as well just stream it and either motivate others to code along or start dev side projects, or also even stream their journey, because I don't think you should. Some people would think, some people would just not stream or record themselves because they fear judgment of others, not being seen as professional as they are, either portraying themselves or seen by others. But really, you're limiting yourself in that at that point, because you will never. I don't think you will ever reach the point where you feel confident enough to not to stop, say, thinking about what others think of you, since the root of the problem is that you care too much about what other people think of you in the first place. So, push-ups. Push-ups, pause, let's do a pause of 10 seconds, and skips, and start. Hey Martin, really love your content. Shivam, thank you. Keep up the good work. Just a question, wanted to ask you, managed to be so active on social medias along with the hard work you do. How am I managing that? I have been more active before. Right now I'm not that active anymore, actually. Just a bare minimum to still be alive. I just missed my pause. How did it go? It says pause. One sec. Was it displaying here? Yes. Pause. Great. Okay, there we go. We have the pause. And then we have skips of 10 seconds. And next is nothing, because the workout ends there. Hey, this is so good. We can say pause button. We are going to delete that. And this one, is it done actually? Is run and workout done? I think that's great. So I just try to share my journey also on Instagram, and the way I manage things is by not judging myself if I cannot live up to how active I want to be on Instagram. For example, if there is a day where I just post 1 or 2 stories, and then there's another day where I post 10 stories, then that's totally fine with me, because I know I'm never really lazy. And sometimes I just don't feel like posting right now, and then I don't want to share. I never want to share bad vibes, or if you don't feel it, since there's already so much negativity in the world, I don't want to be another source, not a single day. So rather reduce my posting than keeping up the amount. So that's how I manage it. And then also try to prioritize, obviously, things, and kind of, find a balance between all the things you want to do, and then also obviously compromise and not do lots of things in favor of, say, work or social media or private things. Anyway, just a quick question: which resources you suggest for learning Swift? YouTube and Google. Like, there are some people you can follow and that are providing good free resources alongside me on my YouTube channel. Not as much, obviously, because I'm doing live streams right now, but aside from my tutorials on YouTube, you can also look up Code with Chris, right? So Code with Chris, you already see here how to make an iPhone app, whatever, but Swift tutorials. And then you have really library, he says, but Learn Swift for Beginners. I think that one is, look how long the scroll bar is, right? This is 1 page, and it teaches you everything from table of content, from the setup to the basics, everything you need to know about the basics. Very well done. Code with Chris, also on YouTube. Super nice guy. But there's also Sean Allen on YouTube, right? And then there is also Hacking with Swift. So whenever you Google something and you're not on Stack Overflow, you're most likely on Hacking with Swift. This is Paul Hudson, Hacking with Swift. And then, I think Brian Bong or Let's Build That App as well on YouTube is also a good resource. All free. You don't have to buy any courses to learn Swift. I never bought a course in my single life about Swift or UIKit or whatever. Not quite true, because I bought a course for SceneKit, which is game development, and there's no resource on the web, and that's the reason why. There's not really resources on the internet, but for Swift, there's like enough to become senior developer, just like that, from your free time, with free resources. Just Google and use YouTube. Alrighty guys, I think we reached a super good state. Look, we have, in retrospect, finished the running workout screen. So we see our workout running. We see the next one that's coming up. It's pause. Pause is also working, and we see the next one that comes afterwards, and we even see that afterwards comes nothing if it's the last exercise, which is great. Which is great. We can even stop. Do you really want to stop the workout? Nope. Or actually, yes. And there is something that wanted to be executed, but that's interesting. Oh, that's the last. I see what it is. That's the task that's not being cancelled in the background. All right. Anyway, I hope I see you on Instagram or in the next stream. I'm gonna stop here, commit the changes, and one of the next things we want to focus on is, let's see, delete workout check. Oh yeah, we want to do that. Add sound, and apps review request I think could make sense. We need to create a logo still. I didn't come up with an Easter egg yet, but there are some more tickets we want to do. There are like lots of things that we have for the second version. The wish list I'm kind of inclined to do in the first version too. But yeah, that also means that the tab bar should be in the first version then. This is then the API that has to be implemented as well. Oh, drag and drop is also something I want to do, but also second version. This is version 1. So yeah, again, thank you so much for joining, everybody. Have a good night, have a good day, and see you in the next stream or on Instagram. Goodbye.